I'm Rebecca Johnson. I specialize in pet portraits. I am an animal lover myself. We have 2 dogs, and I've always loved animals of any sort. And we have so many people in the McKinney area that are crazy about their pets, that it's just been a really good niche for me to be in. I've been painting and drawing since I was a little girl, and if you look at my sketchbooks from way back when, there were a lot of animals in them. And I went to a people portrait class many years ago, a week-long workshop, and somebody said, well, if you love pets that much, you should be a pet portrait artist. And that's what kind of put the idea in my head. And I've been painting somewhere between 20 and 50 pets a year for the past several years. And I was painting pets when our kids were little, and they're in their 30s, well, late 20s now. I remember when I was just a little girl, I really wanted to learn to draw, and my parents have always encouraged that. And my grandma liked to draw, and our pastor's wife did. So my mom would let me go to her house and learn how to draw butterflies and vases and do shading and things. And then I went to a teeny tiny high school in New Mexico, and that was where art became my thing. I loved my art class, I loved my art teacher, and it was something that I just really enjoyed. And I was good at it, so I kind of focused on that. I was working full time, but that was a good pastime for me, and it has since become a small business that I can just do on my own schedule. And I love the whole completed portrait and delivering it to people and seeing how much joy it brings for them to see their pet kind of come to life on the canvas. This one is pastel, and this is little Ducky. And I love doing pastel especially because it just kind of makes the fur look furry. And when people see them and they tear up, then I know I've done my job. I do oil, and I let people kind of tell me what they prefer. If they don't have a preference, I can usually tell by the photo that I'm using whether oil or pastel will work better. Sometimes, especially like for a dark dog, if I want kind of a sheen on there, oil works better. And for the long-haired furry dogs, I really like the pastel look. Either way, I try to make my work really realistic. I want people to be able to just feel like they can reach out and touch their pet. So it's something I love to do. I like to do wildlife in general. I do a lot of birds. I've participated in empty bowls for the last several years, and I've done a different bird each year on a bowl. I've done goats and cows and bunnies. I do people as well. I've mostly done children, but I'd love to do more people with their pets. I think that would be a fun thing to do. But by far, the most orders I get are for dogs. I do a lot of cats, that's a second, but dogs are what I've kind of become known for, I guess. I have work at the Canine Cookie Company and in McKinney, and they send some of their clients my way, and that sometimes I set up a little table outside if there's a festival of some sort there, and that's a really fun way to meet the people and their dogs. It's really interesting how many times when I do meet customers or just people in general, and they find out I paint pets, I can't tell you how many times people have pulled out their phone and said, oh, let me show you my pet. Oh, I need you to do this. Oh, and people are crazy about their pets. I'm one of them. Another thing that I love is birds. And whenever I need a break from fur and I want to do some feathers, I have worked with several different photographers who let me use their paintings. And like, for example, this was a Christmas card, portrait I did a couple years ago. A photographer named Becky Boyd sets up little scenes for birds in her yard and gets some amazing pictures. So if you happen to be a bird lover, or you know someone who is, and you have a great picture of a bird, that's another fun thing to consider. And for those of you who love cattle, cows, wildlife in general, and bluebonnets. I got to do a longhorn and bluebonnets for someone. This is actually a giclée print, so that's another thing to consider, is if you have several kids and you're doing a picture of the family pet and you would like prints for everyone, that's another possibility. Then I have a friend who raises Scottish Highland cows, so got to do that one. And I've done several horses too. Horses are hard, but they're beautiful, and it's been fun to tackle several horses over the years as well. Being a Texan, I need to know how to do horses. We have 2 rescue dogs that we've gotten from Dallas Dogger. We have Maple. She's, we think, somewhere around 11. She's just a mixed breed, and she's a sweetheart. And then we have little Macchiato, who we call Maki, and we got him almost a year ago, and he has been a handful, but he is growing up a little. We think he's about 2-ish now, and he's a little Shih Tzu Pekingese mix. We did the DNA testing on both of them to find out what they were, just for fun. So yeah, we've always had dogs. Started off with a bunny, and ever since then we've had 2 dogs. So. I normally work out of my studio here in McKinney. I also do a lot of artwork in Michigan. We spend a lot of time in Michigan, and I have work in a couple of galleries there. And I also am part of the McKinney Plein Air group, and it's really fun and a completely different kind of art to go out and work from life and paint whatever I see. So that's a fun challenge, and it's a great group. I really enjoy being part of that too. I'm also a member of the Art Club of McKinney, and I've been a member there for many years now, and that's been a really great way to meet other artists, participate in the shows that they have, and just make those connections, learn from some of the speakers that come in. And so, yeah, that's another way to... McKinney's a great place if you're going to be an artist, because there are so many artists out there doing a variety of things, and there's always something going on downtown that you can get involved in. When I do pastels, I always use pastel matte paper by Claire Fontaine. It is kind of a lightly sanded texture, so it really holds a lot of layers. It's amazing how many layers I can put on a pastel painting to get that furry look. I have a couple different kinds of pencils, and I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. I think it's Stabilo pencil, but I love these. These are my go-to. But I also have some, I've been using these more and more. It's funny, once you get used to a certain kind of pencil or paint, you know exactly what each color is going to do, and you just kind of reach for a certain pencil without even having to think. So that's how I am with these. I'm getting that way with those. But other than that, I also, once I do the pastel pencil, I go in with the pastel sticks, the new pastel Rembrandt Blick. The softer it is, the more pastel sticks to the paper, and I can get more texture. Then I go back with the pencils. It really is a back and forth process. Well, I have taught a few private lessons. I'm thinking of starting to teach more in January. And what I've learned so far is that everybody wants to dive in with something complicated. And you really need to begin at the beginning and learn how the products work and try some things that may not be as exciting, but it will pay off in the long run, because then when you want to do that portrait of your dog or your cat or your cow, whatever, you'll know what you're doing, and you won't be so discouraged. I don't want my students to be discouraged. I want them to be excited about each next step. So I've been trying to figure out exactly how to put that together, but that's my goal for next year. I am on Facebook and Instagram. I have work at the Canine Cookie Company. I have work in a couple of places in Michigan, like I mentioned, at some of the groomers and veterinarian offices in McKinney. But mostly just look me up on my website, petportraitsbyrebecca.com, and there are links to all those places. Well, not links, information about each of those places, and samples of all my work. A lot of my customers are just word of mouth, or I'll have someone call from, I had someone call from 6 years ago, and they had gotten a new pet and they wanted me to paint their next pet. So that's always fun. I love it when people just send me a random email or text just to check in and tell me something interesting about their pet that they thought I would appreciate. So I really have made some good friendships that started off as clients, and that's been a blessing too. Okay, most of my work is commission work because people want their own pet. So I do have some things for sale, birds and some pets, if you want a lab. I have done many labs. This time of year before Christmas, I start to get pretty busy with orders, so I'm always encouraging people to order early. But you can send me a picture, just a cell phone picture of your pet, and we can come up with a plan. And one of the things that I do is I don't charge anything until the portrait's done. I have people make changes along the way if they want to. You'll be getting lots of emails from me, and it's a process you're involved in the whole time. So you'll like it when it's done. It'll be what you want. If people would like to order a little coffee mug of their pet, or some note cards that have their pet on them, that's just another fun thing to offer, especially this time of year with Christmas coming up. So yeah, and I'll have some of these available during MAST as well, during the art studio tour. I'm part of the McKinney Art Studio Tour. I'm part of the Art Club show when that comes up. And I'm pretty easy to find online, or you can run by Canine Cookie Company and they can give you my info, or just find me on Facebook or Instagram. The McKinney Art Studio Tour happens once a year in November. This year it's on November 8th and 9th, and there are 58 artists in 20 different locations, and my studio here near downtown McKinney will be one of those locations. And so we just open up our studios to people to come and meet us and see what we do. I've been part of that most years over the past 8 years or so, and it has grown a lot every year. So it's just a fun way to get out there and meet artists and walk around the downtown area, or it's not just downtown, it's in locations all over in McKinney. So there's an online map you can look at and find the artists that you'd like to see. So stop by if you can. Show me pictures of your pets. I'll be here.